Hi guys, if you've been watching the channel lately, you probably saw a bunch of videos on little hand percussion toys. I did one clave, cabasa, finger cymbals, triangle, etc. And you also may have seen the one where I made this guy, my cha-cha, which is a Peruvian or a South American hoof shaker. It sounds pretty alright, but recently I decided I'm going to try to do it again because I stumbled across, just randomly, this tree called a Mexican buckeye, and it makes these little seed pods. They're like 3-part sort of ping pong ball sized pods. The pods come apart, so 1/3 looks like this. I'll show this closer in a second. And they have kind of a nice resonant sound if I get a few of them in my hand. And this is actually a really common thing in African cultures, is to make rattles or shakers out of seed pods instead of hooves. So I thought I would give it a try. So here's more of a close-up, obviously next to the hooves. You can see they come in packs of 3 sort of on the tree, but then they break apart into these single pieces. And I think they sound pretty good. My wife and I literally just like randomly saw this tree, and it was her idea, I think, to be like, why don't you just make an instrument out of that thing? The general procedure here is going to be the same as it was on the goat hoof shaker, where I'm just going to drill a small hole down in the end of each pod, and then I'm going to put some of this string through there so I can attach them together. And so I've done that here on this one. I've just got 2 put together right now. And I'll show you one, but I'm not going to make you watch me do all of them. So I'm just going to go down into the end of the pod with a drill. It goes through really easily. And then I just thread the string down through there, which sometimes is a bit of a hassle. So I've got this little pointy file which I'm shoving it through with. And then I can grab it on the end here. And then I'm just tying a knot in this to keep it on. So then again, after the knot is tied, there it is. I might trim a little bit of that excess string, but put like, I don't know, I'm going to go for at least 20 of those segments. I have them all strung up in pairs now, so I'm going to take groups of 3 or 4 of them, and I'm going to braid them into, single strands, which I am then going to braid together after that. And here we are with 4. And now I'm going to try to braid these 4 into one. This is not the finest braid work because I have so many strands going. I don't know what's happening. But I have basically got them into one. Now, of course, I'm just going to wrap it with, some more of this stuff so that it stays together. So at this point, I'm just hanging this off a loop and wrapping this thread back here around and around. If you get it to focus, there it is. Around the main braid thing. I'm just going to leave a little loop at the top big enough for a finger. And here's the finished product. The level of craftsmanship I'm sure you've come to expect from this channel. Very hacked, but I've gotten, I think, 22 of these 1/3 of a seed pod into this one bundle. And of course, I'll shake it in a second. We'll see what it sounds like. Alright, so here we are, the finished product, person for scale. This is the hoof one that I made in the previous video. You can see it's much fuller than the hoof one. And now the final test. What does it sound like? Versus you can tell it's a very different quality of sound, which you would expect. They're completely different materials. This one's much quieter than this one. These are probably just much softer of a material, so they're never going to project quite as much as these really hard hooves. functional, shaking, idiophonic percussion instrument. From found items, completely for free. This is a tree that's native to my area, so it's like a local product. And so this is the New Mexican version of a South American instrument, and this is the New Mexican version of a basically an African instrument, which is the same type or style of instrument, just completely different iterations. Anyway, thanks for watching. I guess that's it. See you guys next time.